Hello my friends and welcome to episode 50. It is the deployment episode for the Tunisian campaign, apparently. The encirclement of Tunisia. So I'm pretty certain that the Germans will not get infinite reinforcements on this one. If you're a vault dweller, then you'll know that I haven't played for about a week because I've had a chest infection. So, it's good to be playing again. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty close to 100%, so... Alright, first things first. Oh, I need to change the... I keep forgetting to change the display mode so that you guys can see the prestige meter. Okay, it's being weird. Don't worry, we can fix it. Oh, oops. I clicked the wrong thing. Okay, there we go. And so, everything was returned to normal. Except my face has gone missing now. See, this is what happens when you have two different things There we go. Okay, happy days. Because Strategic Minds just has the prestige and victory points in a sort of awkward position. Alright, let's continue. So, obviously, any overstrength I can do, I'm going to do. Because it is worth. It's nice to see that most of my units are now reaching maximum level. So, very soon I will not be burning much money. On doing overstrengthening. Right, that leaves me with only 200 prestige, which I should probably keep a hold of, but I'm actually quite happy with the army that I have. Ah, there are new toys. Alright, let's go through and just see what new toys there are, because we might be able to do some rejigging. Okay, there's nothing new for tanks. There's not really anything exciting for recon cars. This has got +1 hard and +3 soft, whereas this one's got +2 soft. Do you know what? It's totally worth adding these. It is slightly better than the recoilless gun, actually, but the recoilless gun is free. I got it for free, so I just might as well leave it as it is. Okay, nothing really to do with any of these. I should really arrange for the Gurkhas to have some transport, which I can totally afford to do. Okay, so the new stuff is just for aircraft, it would seem. Okay, they're prestige-consuming weapons. Ah, the chaff is not bad. Ground defense only, though. Alright, at the moment there's nothing I really want to do. I had considered as well, I've got an extra hero fighter, so I was considering my next purchase to be another fighter plane. And I have these 2 tactical bomber heroes. I'm just not sure how useful they're going to be. Impeccable hunch. Okay, weird. Do you know what? I get the feeling that I should just assign these heroes to these bombers. You know, once again, Devastating Fire and Overrun are all well and good until the ammunition runs out. Right, Tactical Retreat we definitely want. Anticipate we definitely want. These 2 are really useful. Incoming AA damage becomes non-lethal. I think that's quite good too. Extra 2 hard and soft attack. I don't have a huge air fleet, so Bomber Commander is really not that useful. I guess we'll go with Devastating Fire, I mean, why not? We can add Bomber Commander later. Or vulnerabilities. Potentially vulnerabilities might be better, actually. But these defensive options will actually be really useful for keeping these things alive. So let's do this one as well. Once again, I think Tactical Retreat is really good. Nimble. Ah, I shouldn't have bothered with Tactical Retreat. Scouting would have been superior in every way. Oh well. Let's go with Ignore Entrenchment. These 2 together will make this very lethal. Not sure what I would want for the last one. +1 spotting, not really that useful for bombers. First strike against naval units, not really that interesting. I wish I'd taken Scouting instead of Tactical Retreat though, because I presume that Scouting would let you move away after attacking. I don't 100% know that though. It could still be the case that bombers, once they've dropped, lose all their movement points. Because that's slightly different to what happens with ground units. With ground units, you move, and then you can only move once in one fluid motion, and then your movement is gone. It doesn't matter whether you've attacked or not. But with bombers, after you've attacked, you lose your movement. So, I don't know if Scouting overrides that, since the logic is slightly different. Okay, that is it for buying stuff. Not that I had any prestige left to do anything with, but I'm going to presume that this next mission is going to be a fair bit more profitable than the last one.
The last few months have been tough, but then this is Rommel we are facing. The German-Italian defence lines are very well fortified. Once again, we'll need sappers, flamethrowers, and patience. Undue haste will only end up costing us more lives.
You say that, but I bet there are secondary objectives that force the issue.
And so the Africa Corps days are numbered. We've got the Axis bastards completely surrounded, and getting the snot beaten out of them every day. Before this, you had one victory to speak of, El Alamein. If we win here today, we might finally turn this war around. And besides, a joint Anglo-American victory? Let's see Monty boast about his superiority then.
These boys. Okay. I don't even know what to buy here anymore, because most of what's left doesn't interest me that much. One thing that does interest me is the fighter-bomber doctrine. Fighters gaining too soft and too hard attack actually seems quite nice. Especially when fighters don't damage infrastructure, so if you need to remove something from an airport or a supply point that you actually really need, they're very good for that. All kinds of embarkation costs 2 command points less. I mean, it's useful. Units will never retreat and take 1 less damage from non-lethal. So there are definitely some choices here. I don't really have many assault guns, so that's not really that useful. I think I'm going to go with Fighter Bomber Doctrine and Logistics. It's either that or I buy Knights of the Empire. But Knights of the Empire just prevents non-lethal damage, and non-lethal damage is not usually that dangerous because you can repair it at the start of your turn. Now, I do use my fighter pretty much all the time, and I do plan to buy a second one. And I do use embarkation. So these are... we're down to the skills, you know, that we use versus ones that we don't. I don't see the point in this when most of your infantry is paratroopers or commandos. I don't really see the point in this. I'd rather spend my command points on using the aerial bombing run. The strat bombing power is just superior to this in every way. This seems really niche. Once again, this seems really niche and doesn't really save you action points or anything because it uses up the action points of the units next to it. Excuse me. Still clearing my throat a little bit here. This doesn't appeal to me at all because tanks are pretty easy to level. You know, it's very niche. This would be good if I used a lot of assault guns, but I don't. I have like one at the moment that is in that category. One unit. You know, once again, I don't really see the point in this. 15 command points to activate it as well. That's crazy to me, how expensive that is. I'd rather be bombing the enemy. Dive bombers can attack the engine. I'd rather just sink ships, to be honest with you. So yeah.
Cheer up, you
Let's
lamies.
go.
The cavalry has arrived. We'll throw the Nazis out of Africa in no time.
Oh, joy. Another Yankee here to tell us how to fight our war. My men crushed Rommel at Al Alamein while you were still lounging on another continent.
Bernard, I'm sure General Patton didn't mean to offend
We
you.
turned this goddamn war around. You won at El Alamein? My boys steamrolled over all of Morocco and Algeria.
Your green troops only survived because there wasn't a single Jerry there to meet them.
Bullshit. My boys are the finest bunch of killers on this continent. They'll go through the Hun like shit through a goose. Be ready to take notes.
So
You are a fool playing cowboy. The British have been waging war longer than your country has even existed.
That's true.
It. Name the time, the place, and the arms.
Stop it, the both of you. Is this how officers are supposed to act? I'm sure our men have all fought valiantly, but they rely on our plans. So let's cooperate.
Right. Rommel has yet to be finished off.
He is a soldier who knows his
Montgomery
business.
is really
I
well
read his
voice
book.
acted, which just makes
Hey,
it even
Yankee
funnier that
reads.
the other two are so
Now
bad.
That's a novelty.
Why, you little pipsqueak.
Gentlemen, we're here to defeat the Germans, not jump at each other's throats. Tunisia is a tough theater, so we'll have to maneuver swiftly and aggressively to
I
win
love it.
here. The U.S. Army under General Patton will advance from the west, and General Montgomery will lead the British 8th Army to attack from the east.
Splendid. An entire country between me and Patton's big mouth. I will enjoy the silence.
We're both braggarts, but I admit it. And I deliver the goods.
Please. I have not lost a single battle.
That's easy when all you do is hide behind sandbags and shell the Hun for weeks. Feel free to stay in your dugouts while my boys sweep through Tunisia.
Enough! The both of you. This is disgraceful. I want none of this nonsense during the operation. You're on the same team. I want you keeping your heads cool and leading your troops by example. Save your anger for the enemy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, it's so bad, it's amazing. I gotta do something with that scene.
Several months of bitter fighting over every hillock, every crossroads, and every valley are finally over. Since you've been put in charge of the military, General Alexander, things have been looking up. Is everything ready for the final assault?
General Anderson has laid a solid groundwork despite certain blunders. I had my work cut out for me. Everything is ready, General Eisenhower. Say the word, and the invasion of Tunisia begins.
So, your main objective is to capture a number of key enemy strongholds. You must capture Hammamet, Mejez El Bab, El Fas, Jadeda, Shugi,
What was the briefing again?
Matur, Bizerte, and Tunis. You must also make sure the enemy can't use the port of Tunis to bring in reinforcements. To that end, Operations Flax and Retribution have been devised to blockade Tunis by sea and by air respectively. Your orders are to destroy any enemy transport ships and planes you detect in the combat area.
Affirmative, General Eisenhower.
Additionally, try to minimize the damage to the local infrastructure. The last thing we need is an
another one
Arab
of these ones where I
uprising in the
can't just
rear.
blow the place
Good
to
luck,
Kingdom
Sir
Come.
Harold. Win this battle, and you'll bring our victory over the Nazis one step closer.
Whoa, that's a lot of extra aircraft. Oh, it's another one of these missions where I have been given an absolutely enormous amount of auxiliary units, which are undoubtedly going to cost me all of my prestige. Man. So once again, it just becomes a question of, where do you decide to strike? $1,500 prestige for winning this one. Once again, the auxiliary units are just going to be a massive burden on my prestige. I can understand if the auxiliary units were, you still had to pay a little bit for them. But it's the fact that you have to pay as much to repair them as you do your core units. I don't really feel like that makes a whole lot of sense. That being given this massive army just means that there's going to be a massive German army as well. Okay. That's one hell of an air force there. And there. Okay, I think we're going to try and use the auxiliaries conservatively. And cut my units up. Right up the center. I would say maybe here, and then cut up here. Try and get this airport as soon as possible. Now, interestingly, that airport there is Italian. This one is German. And so are most of the rest of them. So the only airport the Italians have is this one here, it would seem. It's a strong indicator to me that I should probably attack this first.
Any orders for us?
Yeah, I'm allowed to deploy anywhere. Glorious. And I'm going to presume that the Americans have not brought any anti-aircraft guns along.
Home before Christmas, that's what they said.
Okay, I guess this is an anti-aircraft gun.
Home before Christmas, that's what they said.
Okay, they got some basic... Okay. Let's just steamroll our way up.
This battle will be decided by cold steel.
Scout car here. Scout
Nobody will
car
stay hidden for long.
Here.
Tank ready for action.
Okay, anti-aircraft gun 1. Here, here, and here. Artillery, here, and here.
Tanks awaiting orders.
Where do you need us? Officer approaching. Form up, form up.
Oop. Not you.
Raid party is here.
Raid party's here. Actually, pull the regulars out of there.
God save the king.
Commando unit awaiting
There's
orders.
an airport here and there's an airport here, so it makes sense to deploy the air deployables
Tommies
here.
are here. His Majesty's own disappointment.
Okay, so my thought is this. These guys... Well, this group, this whole combat group here, can just try and occupy this area without pushing forward too hard. And in the meantime, I will take my main forces and just smash right up the center towards this central area, and then go out from the middle area to wherever I need to be. Because I don't know where the enemy is going to be, or how many of them there are, where these transports are going to be, or any of that nonsense. So what I really need to do is just make a comfortable wall, and this area seems quite open. Just make a comfortable wall of units and just push it up the map, neatly dividing this section off and this section off. I suppose the other trick now is knowing how many turns we're going to get. 16. It's a reasonable number of turns. Is that a tiger? Oh boy, that's bad news. That's a very nice tank. I think we're probably going to want to bomb that one. Man, auxiliary costs in this battle are going to go through the roof.
We'll get it done.
Sappers and space
Close
armor.
support reporting.
What on earth is this thing?
Recon unit reporting.
Why do they always have British voices?
We'll blow them to Kingdom Come.
Okay. Alright, so if I can just take this group, take this in the first turn, take this with this group on the first turn, try and clear this area on the first turn, just try and encroach a little bit until I can figure out what I'm dealing with. I am sure that the Germans have got plenty of aircraft to share with me. Yeah, okay, well, it's pretty difficult to have a, have a real plan to help out on every front here, because I just don't have enough forces to help out on every front. So I've decided that this front can probably hold without too much of my help, considering the sheer number of aircraft available here. This base is like totally exposed though, so we'll have to do something about that. And while they're holding out, I'll take my main forces up here, because there was definitely a lot less American deployment down here. Okay, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed deployment, and I'll see you guys next time.